Welcome to Tia's Table, where we talk about making fitness and wellness doable for busy women like you and me. Looking for healthy meal ideas, workout motivation, and good conversation? Don't worry, I got you, girl. Sit back, grab a snack, and let's have some girl talk. Hey girl, hey, welcome back to another episode of Tia's Table. I'm Tia, a certified group fitness instructor and nutrition coach. I help women develop habits that align with their health, wellness, and fitness goals. If you or someone you know is interested in living a healthier lifestyle, feel free to email me at tiavfitness@gmail.com. Or you can DM me on Instagram at TiaVFitness. We just started 75 Hard again in the app, and so far things are going great. We're on about day 3, and we're totally focusing on nutrition this time around, so people are learning how to eat, when to eat, and what to eat. If you're interested in that in the future, send me an email or message me. I would love to have you in our next challenge. Today, super excited because, I'm normally up here by myself and it's just me and you, girl. We just get up here and we just talk for about an hour and a half and we call it a thing. But, someone that I admire quite a bit has been doing 100 days of fitness every single day for the first 100 days of 2025. She has been working out, moving her body, and making it easy and doable for her and the lifestyle that she lives. And because we're all about that, I asked her if she would come here and talk to us about her 100-day journey, how it got started, how it's been going, and how she plans to sustain her movement after the challenge is over. We'll talk about a couple other things too, because she's also one of my personal fashion icons. I tell you what, every time I see her, and she doesn't even know this. She does not even know this, but I pass her a lot when we're just out doing what the suburban mama is going to do. Sometimes I pass her and I'll see her in her whip and I'll be like, dang, even just driving by, I can see the sunglasses and the earrings and the necklace, and I don't even have to see the rest of the outfit to know that it's something. Everyone, please welcome Mimi Scarlett to the podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me, Tia, and you're too kind. I tell you all the time, I'm a mess. We just cover it up well.
No, well, you cover it up real well, and I put on real clothes today, and maybe not even like real, but this is real enough for me.
And that's all that matters. Like, literally, that is all that matters. If it's good enough for you, it's good enough.
Yes, well, I said, Mimi, I put on real clothes today because I knew you was going to come over here looking cute.
I got on jean shorts, but hey, I get it.
And it's jean shorts, but it's cute jean shorts, and it's like what is that, like a tan and black striped button up.
That I got from the thrift store. I thrifted this.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, Mimi. And then I feel like you always have like the accessories to go with the outfit. And it's never the same accessories when I see you.
Because I have a ton of accessories. But you just buy a piece here, piece there. And then you just literally, I just be like, I'm going to put this on. And I go. I don't put any effort and thought into it. And I think that's the key.
Yes, please don't get mad at me for saying this. But one of the last times I saw you, I said, Mimi, why don't you put a little box together for the girls and teach us how to put the accessories together?
That might just be in the works, Tia.
Okay, well, thank you. And I was about to say, you don't even have to do it for all the girls, but if you do it for me, I would appreciate it.
You heard it first. It may just be coming heavy on the neck.
There you go. There's an exclusive for you. And we're only 4 minutes into this. So, yay, we're all excited for that. So let's start by talking about your fitness challenge. And then we're going to segue into a couple other things.
Okay.
What made you want to start the 100-day challenge?
So, December, like, I don't play.
Yeah.
I'm going to the doctor. Every year I'm going to get my labs and all the things. Mm-hmm. So I go in there, like, I knew I wasn't, like, where I needed to be. Mm-hmm. But when those labs came back, I was like, ooh, my cholesterol was high, like, high, like 40 points above where it should have been.
Okay.
And she was actually trying to put me on meds. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know about that. Then I was pre-diabetic. I was like, who pre-diabetic? Because that ain't nothing that was ever on my radar. Now, I have high blood pressure, which I knew my mother passed from a stroke, and my dad has high blood pressure. So that's something I've been dealing with for years, and that's managed. And I was like, something's got to change. I'm 40. I'm about to be 46 at the time. I'm 46 now. I was like, I don't want this for my life. Like, I don't want, and my vitamin D was like critically low. Oh. So I was like, okay, you was just out here not caring about anything. And I would move my body, but it was never consistent. So I was like, okay. Peloton had a 100-day challenge. I said, you know what? I'm going to sign up for this, fully thinking that because I can be very inconsistent that I would not finish this. But once I kind of got into it, and moving my body was no longer a chore. It was just something that was a part of my daily routine. I was like, okay, this was the goal that I was going for. And then I just kept going. And then I looked up and here we are.
Okay. So what have you been doing as far as workouts go?
So I knew myself that I couldn't go in gun cold, right? I knew. So the first month I said, hey, every day, just move your body. Do something. I didn't like say, oh, on Mondays I'm gonna run, and then on Tuesdays I'm gonna do Pilates, and Wednesdays. It was literally like I would get up and be like, okay, I'm gonna walk today. Well, my legs feel tight, so I'm gonna stretch today. Yeah. All right, I feel good. I got a lot of energy. Okay, I'm gonna walk a little bit further. So the first month was strictly just move your body. Don't worry about the nutrition, none of that. Just move your body every day. So then by the time I hit February, I was kind of in a groove. I was like, okay. All right, now I'm going to add some weights in. And I'm going to start watching what I eat. So my weights, I still was kind of like, I don't like to lift weights. Like, it's so cumbersome. I don't want to. But I just kind of like once a week was like, okay, do lower body, do upper body. Started cutting sugar at that point, and carbs. Or being more mindful of what time of day I ate those things. So none of that after 6. Then March came and I was feeling good. Had been taking my vitamin D. Started to see the change in my body. Because when I went into this, it was never like, oh, let me get my summer body. It was just literally like, I'm trying not to be on medicine. Yeah. But then March came and I was like, I'm starting to see a little definition here and there. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to go hard on these weights in March. So I did. And then I was reading up on perimenopause and a lot about cortisol, and that basically, going hard on cardio is not the move that lifting weights is. So all of March, I kind of focused more on lifting weights, and I would do 1 or 2 days of cardio. So I signed up at the gym and I would take the step class, which I really enjoyed that. Of course, that's for the heart health. And then one day I would just walk. And the rest of the days I would do strength training. Yeah. And so now I'm at a point where I just feel it is normal. I feel like I have accomplished the goal. Yesterday I walked 4 miles, and it wasn't like, I gotta walk 4 miles. It was like, all right, when I'm done working, I'm gonna put my shoes on, I'm gonna walk 4 miles, and that's exactly what I did. I put my shoes on and I walked 4 miles, and it wasn't put my AirPods on and I went on about my day. So that's exactly where I hit the goal of why I started this challenge of 100 days. So to reiterate, I didn't stress myself out every month. I just decided to build on a good habit and so on and so on. Okay. So most people tend to fall off at about the 2-week mark. When you were first getting started, how did you keep yourself going? Because maybe by then you didn't have any results yet. So what motivated you in those first few weeks to stay with it? I think I started sharing it on Instagram. Oh, yeah. And I feel like, and then I would join these Apple Watch groups. So I had, there was a girl, and girl was on it. And so every time I would see, everybody in the group close their rings, and I'm the only one that hasn't closed my ring. So to that point, it was a thing of accountability. I don't know these people, but we're a team and we're competing against other teams. So I don't want to let them down. So it's like I added another level of accountability, and then I would post them to Instagram. So then after a while, I was just like, dang, what I look like if I quit now, right? I've been posting this all this time. So I think that really did I mean, it was sometimes at 10 o'clock at night, and I saw that all of them had closed their rings, and maybe I didn't feel like it that day. I'm like, okay, let me get up and do something.
Yeah.
So yeah, that helped tremendously. That outside accountability outside of myself.
Oh, that's great. I really like that. So now that you're on what, day 92? Day 93. You're on day 93. You only have 7 days left. What do you think it's going to be like once the challenge is over?
I think that I will continue this because it almost feels like a second nature. Mm-hmm. And I know there'll be days where I'm like, oh, I really don't have to, but I never had to, right? Mm-hmm. Except for this accountability. There were days like maybe I was traveling and things like that, mm-hmm. or my daughter was at a dance competition and the dance moms would tell you, I was like, I'll see y'all later. Like we were in a hotel. I purposely wore my tennis shoes. I planned ahead and I walked. The hotel was like a convention center. I walked outside the hotel. I came back in and I circled and I walked. And one of the moms had a room there. So she let me use the key. So I had access to the gym. So then I just freshened up. So it's like kind of making myself think ahead. So mm-hmm. moving forward now, like I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Like, that type of thing I wouldn't have done.
Yeah.
But it's just an everyday, it's not raining. I'm going to move my body. It may not be extensive, but I totally see because now I wake up in the morning and it's just like, okay, I'm going to walk today.
Okay.
Or I'll do Pilates today or this thing, that thing.
Yeah. So this is like your new lifestyle mm-hmm. now. So about what day was it during the challenge where you feel like you realized like, oh no, this is like my life? Like when the flip switched?
Probably the early part to beginning of March.
Early part to beginning of March.
And I think that's when I started to see the results. Mm-hmm. And then I really started to feel good. Like my body feels good. And so that seems extreme. I've always kind of moved my body, but not consistently. Mm-hmm. So I've never felt as good as I feel now. I don't want to ever not feel like I feel now. So even if that means 3 days a week and I have to go hard one day and, lighter the rest of the days, like I literally feel good. My body feels good. Like I don't mm-hmm. want to not feel like this.
Yeah. And I think that that's the main thing that I know I at least try to tell people. If you chase the feeling that the activities mm-hmm. give you instead of chasing the results, you'll find that you are more inclined to keep up with it mm-hmm. when whatever challenge is over. Because
it was never the results for me. Like I've mm-hmm. never been a heavy person. I've always been smaller. So, or not smaller, but I've been, fairly quote unquote thin. But, so my size mm-hmm. has never been that thing for me. But then people be like, oh, how you got high blood pressure? How you got cholesterol? You're not big. And that's just a misconception. Mm-hmm. Like, baby, heredity is not your friend.
Yeah.
It's not. Just the same as people who may be larger are healthier than I am. So that is such a myth. Mm-hmm. But once I started to see that muscle tone and then that, I'm like, oh, okay, that was the icing on the cake. The feeling good mm-hmm. was the winner for me. Yeah.
Yeah. And so because I know when you have your labs done, if anything is elevated, they'll call you and talk to you about it. So when your doctor talked to you about it, did they say anything about perimenopause being the reason some of these things could be elevated?
Funny you asked that. Yes, she said pre-diabetes, pre-diabetic, that can be triggered by perimenopause.
Yeah.
Because I have no history of that at all on either side. Now, the blood pressure and the cholesterol, yes, on my maternal and my paternal side. So when I was like, pre-diabetes, what is this? So then we kind of talked about that. So yeah, she said that can make those, make your glucose elevated. Mm-hmm.
And so because I'm reading a book and we're actually talking about this on the podcast right now about perimenopause and menopause, I'm wondering, and I'm going to ask my doctor about this. I'm like, if your hormones change or like the loss of estrogen or whatever, it makes all these other things, it triggers all these other things and makes them start to develop in your body. I'm like, well, then when you're postmenopausal, do those things just like cure themselves then?
That I don't know. Because we we all in this together.
Yes. I'm like, and I haven't gotten to that point in that book yet to be able, maybe she will answer it eventually. But I'm like, well, when your hormones level back out, I mean, I guess you still have the loss of estrogen, but wouldn't we want to believe that like some of this stuff would go back to how it was before?
So the women that I do know that are older and have gone through that, where I do kind of have those discussions, because my mother's deceased, so I can't really talk to her about that, is that the general consensus is, and if I'm wrong for saying this, my bad, but that the sex drive stays, the elevated sex drive stays, and that I don't know if it just maybe becomes a new normal, like, because, you know, perimenopause can last for so long that you just get used to it. And it's just like, at some point, the levels aren't where they were, but they level off. And it's just that whole, you know, you say anything, like you really don't care about anything anymore. So to that point, it seems like some of this stuff stays the same. Like, but maybe leveling off to a point where it's not as uncomfortable. Like the hot flashes aren't,
right?
Like all of these other symptoms. But that's a good question. Like I'm gonna ask somebody that. I don't know. Like once they finish, like what does that look like?
Right. Like would your cholesterol or your A1C or like your blood sugar, would it kind of level itself back out once your body baseline levels out?
But yourself too, right? Because my cholesterol probably was high. I'm not going to say perimenopause. I was eating all kinds of Chick-fil-A and not taking care of myself. Yeah. So I think for me, that baseline is hard for me to say because I wasn't eating consistently like I should have. Now, the diabetes was like, what? Like, I had never...
Yeah.
Like, and I went back and looked at my labs from the year before and the year prior to that, and my levels had never been elevated. So that's what prompted me. But that other stuff... No, I wasn't doing what I needed to do. Now, if you were doing what you needed to do and now all of a sudden these levels are out of whack, then I think that's, you know, a discussion to have, you know, with the doctor. But I can't say that sparked that for me because I know I wasn't doing what I needed to do.
Right, before. So as part of your 100-day challenge, have you been trying to focus more on food?
Yes. Yeah,
and how is that going?
So I didn't focus on that in the beginning because I'm the type of person like, oh, don't give me too much at one time because I'm going to go ahead and tap out. So had I been like, oh yeah, I got to work out and now I'm going home, I'm, you know, like obsessing about these things, I know I probably would not have been successful. So when I started adding nutrition really just in the past month, being more mindful of what I eat, I just feel better. Yeah. And I think that is something that I would definitely stick with. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think has been your biggest nutrition challenge?
Cutting the sugar. Sugar and everything. And protein.
Okay.
Getting in that protein is wearing me thin. I'm not going to stress about it. It's just when I can make the better food choices that include protein, then that's what I'm going to do. It's just really light. Like I said, I know me, like if I stress about something, I'm going to focus on that instead of, you know, being consistent.
Okay. I had a person ring the doorbell. I'm sorry. Okay. So you were saying sugar
and protein.
And the sugar thing, I feel like is an easy one for people to kind of like. Yeah. Because if people just start eating less processed foods or like less sweets, and the sugar thing kind of handles itself. But the protein thing is something that I feel like the internet makes a big deal out of. And I think it puts an unnecessary level of stress on people when you think about like meal planning, what you're going to eat and all of that, when really it's just as simple as making sure you have a protein source on your plate every time you eat. Even if it's a snack, making sure you have some type of protein source whenever you eat.
Or I feel like it feels like they try to make it difficult, for lack of better words. So sometimes I'm just like, I'll eat breakfast, and then for lunch, I'll just have apples and peanut butter. Yeah. It's the peanut butter. Like, it's not anything huge or big. I love peanut butter. So it's really like honing into like, okay, I like peanut butter. I do okay with Greek yogurt, right? Okay, if I just get to the night and I feel like I haven't had enough, okay, I'll just make me a little parfait. It's not really I think those things really do stir up like this hysteria. Like, oh my God, you're going to have half of your body weight and whatever in protein. If I hit it, great. If I don't, okay. Just being mindful maybe to add that extra cup of yogurt or those 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. Just those little things like that. I probably ain't gonna never hit the goal, and I don't care at this point. But it's just like, okay, if I need it, let me just think of extra ways that I don't have to go out of my way, or something that I like that has it in it. Like I said, I like peanut butter. I never thought to eat apples and peanut butter consistently daily as a snack. But that's 9 grams of protein right there in 2 tablespoons, 6 grams, 9 grams, something like that. So I think me not overcomplicating it, once I started to not overcomplicate it and not feel like I have to hit this goal every day, I feel like once you just start working toward the goal, then it just becomes normal and it is what it is. That's kind of like my take on it at this point.
Yeah. And what I always try to stress to people is that if you're doing them together, like if you have the activity and you have like a clean style of eating, you will eventually see results, but you don't necessarily have to do things the way you see everybody else
doing it.
Doing them. You have to do though what lines up with your personal goal. So if your goal is to be like super shredded and ripped, you probably do need to eat a whole lot of protein. But if your goal is to just be like feeling good, looking cute in your clothes, like whatever, like you said, you see a little bit of definition, like whatever, then no, you don't need to be stressing yourself out over the numbers as much.
Correct.
Yeah, because that does not line up with your goals. And so now you've created a stress for yourself that doesn't need to be there.
That doesn't need to exist. Exactly.
Right. And I think people get that mixed up with like a weight loss journey. Because I'm like, if you're trying to lose weight, that's completely different than someone who just wants to be active and just feel good. And you have to know which lane you're in and do the necessary things for that lane.
But I think too, that's where, to me, coaching comes in, right? Because I was like, let me read up on this. Some people don't have time to do that, or they don't even know where to like even begin to start. Like you said, I wasn't on a weight loss journey. I didn't start this for that. I started this to get my labs right. Yeah. And then surely what you're finding is that you do the work, the results come. That, and time's gonna pass anyway. I think that's one of the biggest takeaways. Is like the time's gonna pass anyway. Now what you choose to do with it, that's on you. Yeah. So even though in the beginning, no, I wasn't like eating a ton of protein, like to your point, I started to see results. Were they as fast as somebody that's trying to lose weight, or they trying to compete or do anything like that? No, I wasn't trying to go that hard. I just wanted to stay consistent. Yeah. And to me, that meant don't stress myself out about this. Girl, just walk. Yeah. Put your shoes on, put one foot in front of the other and just walk. Yeah. Until that became easy. And then the next thing, now we add the weights and so on and so on and so on. I think it is just a progression. It's just getting started.
Yeah, and I love what you're doing, because what you're doing is doable and it's sustainable. You can walk, you can go to a Zumba class here and there, or a step class, you can do dumbbell workouts at home. You don't have to necessarily overcomplicate it to the place where now you're being unproductive and you're not doing anything because you've made it too much of a thing.
I literally had to remove myself or not pay attention or not have my algorithm feed me fitness content. Yeah. Because it then became, I got to work out for 60 minutes. Yeah. I got to, they said I got to do a leg day on Monday and then a leg day on Friday and a full body. Like my mind was really like, okay, I'm not going, no. If it's 20 minutes today, guess what it is? It's 20 minutes. I don't care that she walked an hour and 30 minutes and that was her normal, but I fell into that trap with anybody. So I was like literally stopped engaging with that content because I didn't want to see it anymore, because the minute I saw it, then I was going to tumble down a rabbit hole and feel like I had to do it that way. And when I realized and I stopped looking at that stuff, then it just felt easier in my head. It was always easy, but my mind was telling me that these people said I needed to do it this way. And I was starting to feel like I had to do it that way when that really wasn't the case at all.
Oh, no, not at all. And I think people are always so caught off guard when I tell them I don't even follow a whole lot of fitness content. I think it feeds it to me, but I'm not following these people. And people DM me like things that they see, and because they think they think I'm gonna think it's funny or like helpful or whatever. Yeah. And I'm always so appreciative of those kind of DMs, but I try not to follow a lot of that stuff too, because I'm like, it does distract you and keep you thinking about all of the options that are out there instead of you thinking about what you
or you want to look like this person, and then your mind is making you think, and you're like, she probably been at this for 2 or 3 years.
And she didn't say 20,
right? So it's like, girl, like, but it's an instant thing, right? So you're looking like, oh, I want my booty to look like that, or I want my arms to look like that. Meanwhile, no, she didn't disclose that, but we know now that she probably been at that for years to look like that. So that's when I was just like, nah, just be on your own journey. Like, just slow and steady. Just slow and steady.
Slow and steady. And another reason why I had to quit following people is because I am almost certain, just knowing everything that I know about health, wellness, and fitness and nutrition, I'm like, I'm not convinced that some of these people have not had a little bit of help.
And they have.
Yeah, a little help here and there, and I don't hate on the help. Not at all. But I'm like, when you don't disclose that you had some help, yeah, it does give people a false sense of what is possible for them, because you're either selling workout plans or you're selling meal plans,
right?
But you've had a real skinny BBL, and you're just maintaining it, and people are thinking, well, if I eat like her and I work out like her, I'm going to have some similar results. And it's like, no, not unless you lay down on that table and pay them people that money.
Correct.
You're not.
Absolutely.
You're not. And I do also believe, and I don't think I've ever even said this up here before, but I think there is a small segment of the population who is just genetically gifted that way. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And so, they gonna look like what they gonna look like regardless of what they're doing.
And there's no surgery because I generally can tell, even if they've had a good work, I still can tell. There's very few people that can fool me. I can tell generally when people have had a BBL or work done. And to your point, like I said, BBL allegations, some people are just built that way. Yeah. And they just go in the gym, and there's no amount of lifting or protein or nothing that's gonna give you that shape. They got it from their mama or whoever. That's not for you. That is literally not for you. So it is, and I feel like for the younger people, as an auntie, I guess, at 46, it's like, you don't realize that your body takes a whole shift as you get older. Your shape changes, you don't lose weight. It's easier. I think that it's, in a sense, if somebody's not in a good mind space, I feel like it's unhealthy at this age for late 20s, early 30s women to look at and idolize this, having known that in 15 years, your body's going to do what it does anyway. Yeah. So it's like, are we doing them a disservice by not saying this? Because you're looking for a beauty standard that has been altered very much in this generation versus what real life is going to give you when you hit your 40s, your mid 40s, late 40s, 50s, so on and so forth. So that's another reason why I had to, because to your point, girl, she's 27, I'm 46. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Without work, that I can look like that. And if I want to go get to work, but that's the thing. I have no desire to have any surgery done to my body. Not that I think there's anything wrong with that, but I'm very comfortable with what I have, and I'll just have to work with that. But yeah, to that point, I don't know if I think that fitness content in that way is healthy even for younger women to idolize.
No, it's not. And even when I think about I don't know, social media, maybe not in regards to fitness content specifically, but just like the it girls of social media, which, I love Lori Harvey. She's like a little niece, and I'm proud to see her going and doing whatever she wants to do whenever she wants to do it.
Right.
I love her page, But sometimes when she does post certain things, I'm like, oh, I wonder what it's like to be a girl her age, like in today's world. Like, are you looking at her thinking like that she's because she's a beautiful girl. So I'm like, are you looking at her thinking like she's the standard and that's what you need to look like and dress like and all of that? Because you can buy, and I think Lori sells clothes or whatever. I'm like, you can buy her stuff, but if Lori is not selling the body to go with it,
it's not gonna look.
It's not. And I feel like that's something that you do come into accepting real hard in your 40s. Yeah.
And even Lori, as an example, I read something that said that single-handedly, it feels like, and I agree with this, that she promoted the whole movement of Black girls doing Pilates.
Oh yeah, I feel
the younger generation. Great for us, right? This was a space that traditionally we were not in. But now, to me, I fear that her promotion of Pilates now made Pilates a cool thing to do, and it's still not the benefit, the health benefit of what Pilates looks like. It's more of an aesthetic, right?
Yeah.
By all means, girl, get on down to the Pilates studio, do whatever you need to do. But in my head, to them, it's more of a just to say, I do Pilates. It's the aesthetic. I'm going to go to Aloe. I'm going to go to wherever the hell they buy Pilates gear from. I'm going to buy it in beige, white, and black. And I'm going to go to the Pilates studio and I'm going to post it and say I'm a Pilates girl.
Yeah.
It's still the mind-body connection of what Pilates is. I feel like that's missed. But that's her, right? You're 27, you in your early 30s, you don't have no kids. Oh, I'm a Pilates girl. It's like an identity. Yes. It's an identity versus she's a Pilates girl. So I'm not gonna say I have beef with that because I don't, but I think that's that part of social media as I get older where I'm like, oh girl, we selling y'all dreams.
Yeah. We're
selling y'all dreams and not reality. And at what point, but I don't know if that generation will ever not live in an aesthetic world, if that makes sense. That's all they know. So kudos to her, to Lori for getting us out and
getting us on the reformer.
Getting us on the reformer.
Because you're right. When she talked about it, I think she wore a Michael Kors dress to something. Was it the Met Gala or something? I don't know. I just remember it was a black dress and it was cut open.
And they were like, what does she do?
Yes. And so then she was like, she basically was doing Pilates. And from that birthed a lot of Pilates princesses. And I know I joke like, oh, the Pilates princess, blah, 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 blah. But I think you're right in that the substance of it isn't there anymore. You're right. And I know this to be true because when I'm at Pilates, I do feel like the younger girl, like the women that come that are like my age, we come, we work out, we complain, we pack up and we go home. But the younger girls that come, number one, they come to class and they look amazing. Like their hair is cute. Their little outfits are cute. Yeah. And sometimes I'm like, well, maybe she's here on her lunch break or something like that, which I could kind of totally understand. But no, they film themselves. And I'm like, I work in this industry and I don't film myself nearly as much as these young girls do when they come to class. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. The substance of it, I feel like isn't there. And I feel like because of that, you have a lot of people that come, and I know it doesn't matter, and I'm not saying that it does, but you have a lot of people that probably come to class like once or twice, they fulfill that class pack, and they probably don't come back. Because at the end of the day, if you're doing Pilates that much, like I told you before we started recording, my body is so tight by Friday that when I get up, I literally do have to sit on the side of my bed.
Collect your thoughts.
I do, because I'm like, ooh, I can feel it. Like I can feel the walking and I can feel the Pilates from the whole week by Friday, which is why by the weekend, all I can do is go to Costco and Kroger because I'm tired.
And I think, and to that point too, we know Pilates is not cheap. So y'all belong. So now there sends this message that you have a little bit of coin that you can pay for this. So again, there's so many other benefits to Pilates. I do mat Pilates and I'm going to get in the studio, but I'm doing for other reasons. right? We need to build strength and, want to have a hunchback and all these things when you get older. So it just feels different.
Yeah.
I just hope that people understand the health benefits of these things early, and they continue with it or whatever, so that when they get older, they don't have some of the, issues that, we dealt with in our generation. But I personally don't see it going that way. It's just something to do.
I don't see it going that way either. I think one of the things that's not talked about enough with Pilates is that it really is a mind, breath, body connection.
It is.
And it's not about getting a whole lot of reps. So you're not in there working out really hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like slow, very low impact movement. You're supposed to be focused more on connecting your breathing to whatever the exercise actually is. But still, it is very challenging. I know when I say that out loud, it doesn't sound like much.
But it is. It's very
really
challenging.
Because when you go through your day-to-day life, I don't think we ever think about connecting our breathing with what it is that we're actually doing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And that makes a huge difference. Even like when I started lifting weights, at first it was like, exhale on the exertion. And I was just like, okay, have breathing. But now that I have the breathing down, it's just second nature. But it does, that breath really does push the movement. And so like those things are really, really important. Making that connection, mind-body connection is a real thing. That's a real thing.
One thing that my old trainer used to say all the time to me is like when I would be holding my breath or like holding tension or whatever, she would be like, you got to remember to breathe because fat burns in the presence of oxygen. As long as you're holding your breath, you're holding on to all that fat.
Oh, well.
And I would be like, oh my gosh. But now that I'm doing Pilates on a regular basis and I am focusing more on my breathing, I'm like, I wonder why these like lower impact workouts are actually working for me because I'm focusing on
the breathing,
my breath.
Yeah, it does. Even paying attention to that. And I've kind of dipped into like meditation or sleep meditation where you inhale, deep inhales, like mind blowing, changing. Like, I don't think people really pay attention to your breath and your breathing and how that overall makes you feel, which is something that I discovered during this challenge as well. That's so important. It is. It's very important.
So are you doing meditations through the Peloton app too?
Yes.
Yeah.
So sometimes another layer that I added to this where it was just 100 days. So technically I could have just done a 20-minute workout and met my goal in the Peloton app. But I added another level of accountability to myself to close my rings, which means that I had to do at least 45 minutes of exercise a day. I had to, burn so many calories. So every now and then I would get to the end and I would have like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something happen and I needed to close my rings. I would, do a meditation. But in those sleep meditations, I started to realize that your breathing really does calm you down. Yeah. And then I found myself, like, if I'm out and about and I start getting stressed about something, like really just taking that 10 seconds, like take that deep breath in, exhale. And then I feel like thinking in my head, like, okay, how can you fix this? Or what does this look like? But from a clear head, like I took a deep breath in, I held it and I exhaled it. So kind of learning those. So I didn't mean to necessarily like get into the meditation, but the sleep meditations like helped me sleep so well. With those. Yeah. So now I didn't go into it like, I'm a meditation type of person. It was just, I started, it's like I need to close my rings or whatever. But they focused on that breathing, which kind of fell into other parts of my life as well.
Do you find that meditation has helped you like outside of your fitness journey? Yeah,
because like I said, I can get frustrated easily. And sometimes I'm like, okay, breathe in, breathe out a couple times, breathe in, breathe out a couple times. Okay, now what can I do about this? Because sometimes it ain't nothing you can do.
Yeah.
But just lean into it, pivot, make as many changes. So then just kind of like, instead of like immediately like flying off the handle, like I would take them deep breaths. And they would give you like scenarios like, it's a lake and a tree and a leaf falls off the tree and like literally you're following the leaf falling down off the tree and it has fallen into this stream and then you're just going to watch it float away.
Yeah.
And, or it's a box. Okay. At the end of the day, everything that you couldn't fix today, visualize yourself putting this thing in a box. You're closing the box.
Oh my gosh.
And you will open the box tomorrow. You're going to close this box tonight. You're going to go to sleep.
Oh my gosh.
So I started to I'm like, oh, this is helpful.
Yeah.
Instead of me just flying off the handle like, oh my God, this thing broke today and I did. Okay, take a deep breath, girl. Take a deep breath. This has happened. Where do you go from here? I think that has been very, very helpful. Like, no lie. The breathing part, so that we was talking about breathing, that can kind of calm your mind and give you a somewhat clear head to figure out whatever you need to figure out, or rest, or whatever that is.
Yeah, well, meditation has been something that I've been wanting to be more disciplined in, because I really do think it could help me. I know before Mimi and I had some tea and some snacks before we started. So we were talking about different things, and I was telling her about how I feel like the responsibilities of the day dictate the pace at which I live, not the other way around, not me determining the pace that I'm going to live. So a lot of times I feel like I get full on like propelled through the day. And I don't like how that feels, and I don't like how it makes me, I don't like how it makes me feel. So we were talking about that, and I feel like meditation could help me at least slow down, because even if I'm not like full on rushing myself through the day, there's like an underlying feeling that I have as I move through the day, like, oh, I gotta go do this, I gotta go do that, I'm about to be late for this, I gotta get over here, I'm running late for this, whatever. And then by the end of the night, when I start that dishwasher, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have been moving
all day
since I got up this morning. I never sat down or like took a break or whatever.
Yeah.
This is probably the most like chill of a day that I think I've had like in a minute.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I'm either in that car
or moving around.
Like I'm somewhere doing something, or I'm in here doing something, or whatever. But it's rare that I'm ever like at rest. Yeah. And I would like more of like this in my everyday life, at least once a month.
And see, that's so, I posted on Instagram the other day. My husband said, you know what? Sometimes we were arguing or we're having a heated discussion about something. He's like, sometimes I feel like you just exist our vibes. And I do. Nothing rattles me. Like, if I need a moment, I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that need to get done, I'll get to it. And so I tell people all the time, it feels like it's a happy medium. I need a little bit more of that urgency. Like, I have the rest part down. I need more of the consistency, the urgency, thus the 100 days, because I know me. I can be very inconsistent. The minute I don't feel like doing something, I'm not going to do it. If the world not about to shut down about that thing, I'm not doing it. Yeah. I'm not.
Well, you know what? I think maybe you might need more discipline, maybe, but not urgency.
Maybe more discipline. Yeah. Like, I fall off the face of the earth, and people are like, girl, where you been? Resting.
Yeah.
If I get overwhelmed, I tell people all the time, it feels like a gift and a curse, because I can detach and will. Again, if like, I could have my taxes, for example. If I put it on my calendar to do this day, and I get to the end of the day and I'm tired, I'm going to just keep moving that thing to the next day and the next day and the next day. Until April 15th come, which I did my taxes the other day. But to the point that I have to do it, I'm not. If it's taking me so, my mornings are slow. I don't play that. I've always been like that. Even when my kids were little. My husband like, get up. Don't come in here with that. Because that sets up their day.
It does.
It sets up their day. It sets up our day. I do not believe in hectic mornings.
Yeah.
Privileged as it may be that I have been in a position where we don't have to do that. But even if we did, I still would try to maintain. So when I get up in the morning, I'm taking to school. I don't get up super early. If I get up, great. If I don't, great. Most days I get up around 7:30. Take her to school. I'm going to come home. I'm going to make my breakfast. drink my cup of coffee in peace. If I'm reading a book, I'll read a book. The book get good, then I'll read it till I'm like, okay, you really do need to do something. And that's right now because I've been laid off and I'm not working when I start working. But even when I did work, I always worked remote, so it still was a thing.
Yeah, no. And even when, because I remember I would text you and I'd be like, oh, Mimi, do you want to go walking? You would be like, girl, I have to work. Yeah.
So if I can.
Yeah, you will.
I will.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when I was looking, as in my journey to look for a new position, again, privileged as it may be, it was kind of like, I needed a remote position because I know if I want to walk in the middle of the day, I should be able to do that. Yeah. Or if I want to grab my laptop and grab lunch and be like, hey, girl, and have a working lunch, I need to be able to do that.
I personally enjoyed it when you had Fridays off.
Yeah. When I had the Fridays off. Well, let's hope the new position I get gets me Fridays off because I feel like I feel like people just move in a sense of urgency all the time. And I ain't never subscribed to that. I tell people all the time, I think I was the OG soft girl. I ain't never been.
And I feel like you are. And that, I have never been able to like put into words what it is I admire about you the most. But I really think that it is because, for example, just listening to you talk about how your mornings are like slow mornings. All the time, like, and that's a non-negotiable. I feel like what I have done to myself is I wake up so that everybody else can have a slow morning. Like, I facilitate the slow morning so that they're not, they don't have a sense of urgency. They're not in a rush. Someone has already made their breakfast. I've already made their lunch. So all they got to do is wake up at the very last minute, no less, get dressed, come down here, eat, get in the car and go to school. But by the time I drop them off and it's 9 o'clock and I get back home, I feel like I need a lunch break. Like I have to make myself a cup of coffee and it takes me a good 35 minutes to decompress from what I call the morning shift in the diner.
I feel like you're decompressed, then that's your moment. Like you take that time for yourself. I never subscribe. I never wake my kids up. When everybody went to middle school, they wasn't responsible for waking themselves up. Once they were out of elementary school, I didn't make breakfast. Yeah. There's things in there for you to make your own food. Even now, like if my daughter wakes up late for school, I don't wake her up. I might look and be like, hey, but I'm still not rushing, and I'm not going to rush her. You knew you should have been up, so if you get detention for being late to school, that's on you. Yeah. The expectation was set that you get yourself up in enough time. So even when my kids do stuff, I'm like, you're not going to rush me.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get my nails done. And God forbid you told me the day you needed to do it, I'm going to show you. You're going to respect my time. So I've never move that way. So to my husband's point, I do. I literally move off vibes. I have no desire to be, I'm not going to say an overachiever, but things that I can't control, I'm not going to take myself out of my element to make those things happen. So again, I still need that level of discipline, which is why I did this challenge, because I'm like, I don't feel like exercising. I'm not going to exercise. I don't feel like it today. Oh, we need groceries. Oh, I ain't get to the store today. Where some people are like, oh, no, they up 8, 9 o'clock at night going to the grocery store. No. If my plan was to get to the grocery store at 7 o'clock, then guess what? We'll go to the grocery store tomorrow. Yeah. I might pick out something up to eat or whatever. So again, that's kind of like a gift and a curse of mine.
No, but it's good though, because I feel like learning, if I had to choose, I would choose to have to learn how to maybe be disciplined in other things.
Correct.
I wouldn't choose to have to learn how to rest and relax.
I agree with that.
Yeah, because it's very hard.
I agree with that.
To teach yourself that. Because your brain doesn't ever
shut off.
Yeah.
I believe that rest and relaxation is your birthright. Mm-hmm. I think that is something that should come normal. And the more I talk to people, the more I realize that for whatever reasons, family history, trauma, whatever, that is not the norm.
Yeah.
And so they don't see rest. Whereas I see rest as a non-negotiable. All this other stuff can wait or it can happen when it needs to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to force myself. So I totally agree with that. I would rather have to learn to be disciplined, because to me, discipline is something you can learn over with repetition. And, you know, looking at people who are disciplined and successful in these things, but learning the rest I'm learning is a hard thing for some people. Whereas that just comes natural.
Yeah. No, and I've literally thought about trying to figure out how to do like a 75 hard version that is totally about like self-care and rest. Because I need to teach myself how to do it. Yeah. Maybe one day I'll sit down long enough to figure out what a challenge like that would look like. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it could really help people who
I think it could.
Are like me and you just ping pong from one thing to the next. Like literally all day long without sitting down. Mm-mm. And even when I do something like this, like I was like, oh, you know what? Like I knew you were coming over here. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to actually make us something to have because we should be able to sit down and have something before we start doing all this other stuff. And I was like, Tia, that's okay. You don't have to have her come over here at such and such time, start at such and such time. It has to end at a certain time, and boom, 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 boom. I was like, it doesn't always have to be like that.
And you notice when I came, I was a few minutes late, and I was like, I'm so sorry I'm late, because to me, because I am that type of person that's kind of on vibes, I recognize everybody else isn't. So I hate being late. Now, that's one thing that I would stress myself out about, because I value people's time.
Yeah.
And so because I know how I am, I'm like, okay, everybody don't float on some Janelle Monáe like you. So you need to be mindful of these things, so that when I'm late, it kind of stresses me out, because that's just my head being like, okay, you know, you need to respect other people and how they operate. So I do that, right? I try not to bleed that into my interactions with other people. Now, if I make a commitment to something, I'm going to do that. It ain't like, oh, I told her I was coming to dinner and I ain't coming. Like, no, it's not that.
No.
So, yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. Whereas I feel like I'm always trying to catch a vibe. You remember that commercial of the man with the dollar on the fishing pole?
Like, what'd he say? He was like, you got to be quicker than that.
And I feel like the vibes be right there, and I'll go to, and something to pull it away. Like somebody will call me and they'll be like, oh, like yesterday, it was field day at my baby's school. And I said, you should just take your regular lunch to school. It's field day. Y'all gonna be outside. And he was like, no, it's a picnic. Like, Mommy, I really need you to bring me some Chick-fil-A. And I was like, little sir, I do not have time to do that for you today. Like, if I'm able to do that for you, it's really going to cause a cluster for my whole day doing that one thing. You know, he's my little baby. And he was like, oh, Mom, like, I really, like, that Chick-fil-A would just be so good for me. I said, okay, fine. So I said, first of all, y'all eating lunch at 11 o'clock. They don't even start serving lunch until 10:30. So then I got to stop what I'm doing, probably at 10:15. So now I'm not doing stuff I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not going to get things done. And I got to go over here, pick this up, come over there. And when I get there, you're going to want me to sit for at least a couple minutes, because it was other parents at field day. I did not volunteer for field day this year because I was trying to give myself a moment.
Very good.
And then you see what's still happening. He pulled me in. Every time I try to leave, something keeps pulling me back. Every time. And so I get over there with the Chick-fil-A, you know, him and his homeboys. And I'm sitting there looking, because I'm thinking it's like parent picnic day. Okay. Where most of the parents have bought food from everywhere. I'm looking at him and the homies sitting down having their little picnic. Every child had their regular school lunch in a lunch box. And I said, oh, so this is one of those moments where I was finessed, number one. Yes. Number two, where y'all don't respect my time and nothing I say I got to do during the day. Correct. And number three, I needed to be in other places doing things that needed to get done. I did not need to be over here. You didn't. And so now I know. You know, I don't. And there's nothing I can do. The time is gone.
Now, I feel like when the kids are in elementary school, I was big on that.
Yeah.
But after we left elementary school, we got rid of that. I do believe that, you know, children should get a good foundation. Mm-hmm. And then once they have that, they know mama loved them, mama was going to show up, she was going to be room mom and all of that. Mm-hmm. Nah, then we're going to move into another realm of being and living. And my kids know you have to respect my time. And they still try me. They do. Mm-hmm. But even with this challenge and the exercise, oh, I got to go. Oh, well, I have to walk.
Yeah.
I said what I said.
Yeah.
Call your father a sibling. Mm-hmm. Get somebody else to do it but me, because I said I wasn't doing it, and that's exactly what I meant. Yeah. And so I have taught them to respect my time, and when they disrespect it, they quickly learn that I told them to respect my time, because I don't move backwards. I very much stand on business on those things, and I hope that they get that they also should set boundaries as adults.
Right.
And that I'm not being mean, but that I'm just a girl. I'm quick to tell them I'm just a girl. Yeah. I ain't never did this before.
Yeah. Right?
I got y'all to this point. Hey, well wishes. Yeah. I'm here if you need me. But these fundamental things, you have to understand. And my fitness was literally one of those things. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, we want to go to the fair. Okay, girl, call somebody else. Somebody else mama can get y'all to do, because what I wasn't going to do was not do the thing that I dedicated to myself as a part of, you know, I just feel like I gave my kids a lot of me.
Yeah.
And it's my time to kind of pull back a little bit. And so that comes with that, I guess, vibes. But I've always been like this, even as a kid. I was like, you have no sense of urgency about, you know, this thing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So maybe that's what my daughter's gonna do.
Yeah, she could.
Yeah.
I never, as a kid, I never felt the need to like overachieve, like, and that just could be my personality. I'm learning people's personalities lean towards certain things, and as an adult, I'm having to move backwards and get that. But
no, and I think one thing that you just said that I want to reiterate for people, especially if you have little kids, teaching them in the beginning to respect your workout time is huge. And I feel like two things I know for certain, I know I've got right as a mom. I don't know about the rest of it. One thing I taught them to do is go to bed. Yep. When I say it's time to go to bed, you go to bed and you don't come bother me no more. And then two, I taught them from babies to respect my workout time. So when I say I'm about to go work out for the next however many minutes, and I normally do tell them, you can figure it out, especially now that they're getting older, it's easier. But when they were babies, I would put them in like playpens, or I would put them in their strollers and strap them down. And I would be like, this is what it is for the next 30 to 45 minutes.
And I think that brings up a topic too, where moms love to be like, oh, you got to be a helicopter mom. And if you're not doing this or this type of parenting, all our kids turned out fine. I was very different. Ain't nobody had no bedtime. You could run around here and fall out on the floor and go to sleep. I just was never felt like I didn't want to fight you to go to sleep. I figured when you were tired enough, you would go to bed. So then when it was time for you to wake up for school in the morning, you could not wake yourself up. Guess what? At some point, it was going to click in your head that, oh, I need to go to bed on time so I can get up and go to school on time. Great. I'm going to clap it up for you when you made that connection. Yeah. But I could tell you to go to bed all day. I could set you a bedtime, and then I'm fighting you nonstop. Nah, when you get tired, you go in there and lay down. But you know you better not. And then I had a thing. You could only miss the bus 3 times, and then nobody was taking you to school. Every kid missed the bus 3 times, and they never missed the bus after that. Yeah. The expectation was set. So at that point, you can stay long as you want to, but you missed that bus. That day came, I was like, oh, well, I guess you got an absence today. Yeah. Well, I got a test. Oh, I don't know what to tell you. Because I told you. Yeah. So again, different parenting, but it all works. And we all have different ways of parenting our kids. I've never been strict with my kids that way. Like I've never helicoptered in any sense of imagination. Like I said, you respect my time when I say I'm doing something. And if you needed to be somewhere during the time I told you, then I guess you don't get to go.
Right.
Unless it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
And my kids are very self-sufficient. I built them that way because I ain't gonna always be here. So again, just different, ways of getting and parenting. There's no right way of doing this thing. You just do what feels good, what comes natural to you.
Yes, Joe. I don't know why the most natural thing that came to me was to be doing all this stuff that I've been doing. No. But it's not good. And that's why I say I'm going to think of a really good challenge that is centered around you, rest, and me, because I shouldn't feel like my own time is borrowed time. But I realize that it is now.
Because there's so many things you do have to do. So like my daughter dances every day of the week except for one day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So you already have my time there. I have to get you there. Yeah. I have to pick you up at 9:00 at night. If you need anything in the middle, point shoes, all of these things, I have to go and get these things. I have to bring you lunch on Saturdays. I have to make sure you have Gatorade. Like all of these things is still a part of this. So, I think that, it's not that I'm not doing things. So when I go to sit down and rest, to me, you don't earn your rest, but you get what I'm saying.
Like you've done enough.
I've done enough.
Yeah.
And so anything outside of that, I don't mind doing it, but you need to give me notice. You don't come tell me the day of or whatever that you need this thing done. Like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. And another thing that's interesting to me about fitness challenges, because I know they catch a lot of heat and smoke for the wrong reasons on social media, is that I feel, and I tell people this all the time, you should do a challenge not for what you think you're going to get at the end of it, but for what you're going to learn during that time. So I feel like fitness challenges really do teach you what you're capable of doing as far as like your own self-care.
Correct.
But then it teaches you just different things about your life. Like I know when I did 75 hard the first time, it did teach me like, oh, you really could. Like if you wanted to, you really could make X amount of time each day
to do,
for like workouts or to go get a massage or to have an extra stretch or whatever. Like you could if you designed, your day for that. What do you think has been like one of the best things you've learned throughout your 100 days?
I think I said this earlier, that the time is going to pass anyway. And that results happen, period.
Yeah.
If you do the work, even if it's slow and steady. So like I said, I didn't do this to be fine for the summer. That was the last thing from my mind. And I said this in a post on Facebook. I said the summer body ended up being the cherry on top because I never started. But it really taught me that, hey, if you are consistent and dedicated, and even if you just do a little bit every day, it's gonna, and that just gonna bleed over to anything in your life. And I've also learned that some days I'm like, oh, I gotta do upper body today. It could have been 9:30 at night. Oh,
and you're good about that.
I work out. My goal, if you notice, I started working out during the day, but and it slowly just started getting at night, and I was pushing it to get these workouts done at night. But instead of like, oh, I don't want to do it. But then I would just go and do it. So it wasn't like this dread. It was like, oh, I got to do it. Okay, but let me do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I did it. My mind also said, okay, every time I didn't want to do it, I never regretted the workout. Right. I never, ever, there was not a day that I was like, ugh, let me do this, that I regretted doing it. So that has taught me too in the fitness. And then guess what? I started getting stronger.
Yeah.
I really didn't count on that. Okay. Now I can do a couple push-ups. Never even thought. That was never a goal. One day I went to do it and I was like, oh, I need a push-up. Yeah. So it's like, then you start realizing your strengths. So just in my ability, physical and just kind of mental, it's kind of pushed me to be like, okay, that thing you don't want to do, just go ahead and do it because you ain't going to never regret that you did the thing.
Right.
So that's the biggest, and that has bled into my personal life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah. People will never regret the time that they have spent working on themselves in that way.
Never.
And I think it's hard for people to imagine that when they're on like a day 1 or a day 10 or a day 15. But I always tell people, if you stick with it at least till like the halfway point, by then I won't have to convince you. Yeah, you will be telling you, kind of like you said, your kids connecting the dots.
Yeah,
the dots will connect for you, and you'll know, like, oh no, this is something that I kind of gotta keep doing.
And I wouldn't surprise myself if I kept this up. Will I document it? Maybe not. But I wouldn't, like I said, it would just be them days where it's just I'm traveling or something. Like the other day I was traveling. I was like, shoot, I didn't get my workout in. So guess what? My mind immediately was like, you on Concourse E, just walk.
Yeah.
I put my backpack on, I set my watch, and I brisk walked from Terminal E all the way to the baggage claim. I didn't even take the people mover thing. No, I walked. So my mind would have never done that, but I was like, I have to exercise today. Yeah. It took me 20 minutes, but I brisk walked it the entire, like I said, I didn't even get on that little thing that moved. Yeah, I walked the entire way. So it's like training your mind too, to be like, there's ways for me to get exercise in that may not be traditional, but this is nonetheless exercise.
Yeah.
Get my steps in, park farther away, all of those things. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love this, and I have so enjoyed seeing you document your 100 days. Now, of course, I don't expect to see day 101 and 102 and 103 and 104. I don't expect to see that. But you know what else I really love that you document and show, though?
What?
On a regular basis? Just your life, like going and doing things. And maybe that has a lot to do with what we already talked about, like you living off vibes and you knowing that rest is non-negotiable for you. But I think that kind of stuff is very inspirational for people who don't make time to do it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I just live my life.
Yeah.
Like I literally, and when people tell me that, I'm like, okay, I'm just out here, and I'm starting to get it. I feel like a lot of times people share things more from a perspective of, look at me, look at what I'm doing. I got this thing, or I drive this car. And I want it to feel, and people tell me, and I'm grateful that it feels authentic, because maybe I can inspire somebody to be like, let me grab a drink with a friend. Because when my kids were little, I didn't do much of anything. I was a mother and I was a wife, and my kids are grown now. And I have more time. Baby, I be in these streets, but I enjoy community. I enjoy the city. I enjoy the buzz, and that may not be everybody's thing, but maybe that's for that mother that's struggling through them years to be like, oh, I completely lost myself. You get it back. Yeah. Because I felt the same way. And then when I was able to, when the time came, then I was able to get back and fall back into the things that I love to do. I hope that's an inspiration for that mother that's in that space where she used to be very social and traveled a lot and did these things with her friends. And now she's stuck in that, not stuck, but she's in that motherhood mode. You will come out of that. Like, I hope people get that. And it's never that I'm trying to be like, oh yeah. Like, no, this is literally me. Yeah. And a lot of that I share is not necessarily to be like, oh, I do this thing. A lot of it's for documenting memories too. There, I did a lot on social, and you remember when the children were little. I'm able to go back. I'm so thankful that I documented those dark times of my life, because now I can go back and look. So a lot of the sharing that I do is for me, actually, to have record of these times in my life and photos and things like that, because we ain't getting no younger, right? Right. Yeah. So, whatever people get from that, I hope it's helpful and inspirational. To be like, you can just be. Yeah, like you can literally just be. You can live. You can live. You don't have to. You don't have to do this thing to prove anything to anybody. Like, you literally can just be who you are. Like, I have a tattoo on my arm. It says she sits well in her skin. Like, just be. Yeah. All this other stuff is not necessary. Yeah. I mean, some stuff, but you get what I'm saying. Yes. No, I get what you're saying, and maybe because I do see you in real life, like off of social media. Yeah. And I just want people to understand what I'm trying to say. I literally run into you sometimes. When I wasn't planning to see you, you weren't planning to see me. In the store. Yeah, I just run into you,
And when I mean to tell you, I run into you sometimes and I'm like, damn, Mimi, this is it.
This is really,
it is really Thursday afternoon in Kroger. And this is it. Like it really is like a glamorous package, the whole thing. Which I don't mean package in a bad way, but you present the way people see you on the internet. I
present that way in real life.
You are that way
I am.
all the time, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So with that being said, I know you have talked to me about this before, but for someone who is trying to come into their sense of style and they want to like present as they are on a regular basis, what would be some tips that you would give us for being more consistent in that?
And that's another thing. Like people are like, oh, you should do personal styling. I tell you, to me, my style is very much personal. Like I feel like you really just have to hone into who you are, and it comes from that. So I have a few people that I look like. I love Tracy Ellis Ross.
Oh, I love her.
Like if there was, and I don't really look at celebrities like that. I don't follow their pages, but I love her. And I think it's more or less, to me, she feels like a live on vibes girl too, right? She's silly. Yeah. She's off the cuff. Like she works out. She just feels like a real person on the internet. Yeah. And that's why I like her. But her style is very much like, I just like what I like. And I think I tell people sometimes, don't look at what everybody else is wearing. Like you can have inspiration, but just like what you like. And whatever you like, buy it. Yeah. And put it on. You don't have to look like Tracy Ellis Ross. You don't have to look like Reese Witherspoon or whoever. You can grab inspiration. I think that's where a lot of people fall prey, is that they feel like they have to look like what everybody else is looking like. And to the point that you're weird and quirky, embrace that. Ain't nobody said that you couldn't mix, polka dots and stripes. Do what you want to do. Yeah. I think that's my biggest takeaway. And I think the looking put together part, like, I feel like if you just struggling with that, you ain't gonna never go wrong with a button down. If you notice, most times you see me have on button downs, and I get these from the thrift store. Yeah. I don't spend a lot of money on my clothes. And a good pair of jeans, some jean shorts, and you just throw it on. But I think a lot of it is the confidence and just who you exude as a person also lends to the overall look. That's really like, I can't really, like I said, I just feel like what you like is what you like.
What you like is what you like. Well, what I admire about your style is that you always look, and I do mean this in a good way, you always look expensive.
Somebody said that. They was like, you always look expensive and like you smell good.
Yeah, you do. You always look expensive, and you never look, I don't know. It always looks effortless. That's what I would say. Like it always looks, it looks as if I put on that same outfit, I would look like I was trying to dress like you. Whereas you look like you.
And again, and people say that all the time. So it must be a vibe that I get off. Style. Yeah. But literally, I just buy things. I would say buy things that aren't normal. So like I bought this from the thrift store and I was like, okay, it's just a striped shirt, right? I think it's Chico's or something like that. But now I got a gazillion necklaces on. But I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to put this necklace on this. I just saw some necklaces on. I'm going to grab these and I'm going to just throw some bracelets on. It's never, and it is very much effortless because I don't put really no thought into it. I just throw it on. But I think you have to have the pieces. Yeah. So, and then the pieces don't look like them selling you links on the internet and you going and buying everything that she had on. It might look like going to an estate sale and grabbing I got this necklace from Forever 21. It might look like looking on the clearance rack at Macy's and finding a cute necklace that you don't know when you're going to wear, but it was $10. So then over time, you just collect pieces. Yeah. And once you have pieces, then when you put it and they all kind of look eclectic, if that's your thing, then when you start throwing them on, then you look. To me, it feels effortless at that point. It doesn't look necessarily put together. Now, I do think accessories play a big role too. My mother was one of them, don't leave here without no earrings on. So when y'all see me with earrings on all the time, I very much was built that way. My mama didn't play that. So that just kind of rolled into, and my aunt, my mother's sister, loved big gaudy jewelry. So guess what I wear? Big gaudy jewelry, because I like that. That's what I grew up with. That's not for everybody. That's why I say you have to find your thing. But I'm a big proponent of pick up a piece here, pick up a piece there. That way it always looks eclectic and not so, it's chic, but it's also an individual thing. But again, everybody's not quirky. So you have to do and feel what looks, best for you. As I think you will wear your own personal style the best, not, And then also, I don't have any junk clothes.
Yes.
I don't own any.
You don't have sweatpants.
If I do, they're nice sweatpants. I don't own t-shirts. I don't own any of that. So me looking put together was an effort to make sure that I look that way, because if you had something easy to throw on, that's what you do. So like today, your sweater is cute. Like you just, it looks like you just threw it on, but you could have put on a t-shirt. You have to get dressed every day, but you don't have to look, like you rolled out the bed.
Yes. Well, like I said, I put this on because I knew you were. You were coming, because normally I would have on like workout clothes or whatever I plan to work out in later in the day. I just would have put that on for my outfit, so when I got ready to work out, that's one less barrier to me. Like,
now, I have workout clothes that I buy specifically to wear outside. So if I want to be comfortable, I don't work out in those clothes. They're workout clothes, but they're separate workout clothes, and they live somewhere else. Yeah. So if I'm, running errands, then I'm going to pull those clothes from that pile. I tell people all the time, you'll never catch me out just looking any kind of way. And I just I don't know where that came from. And I literally don't try, but I built my closet that way that I have no choice but to look put together, because that's just, so I just got on these were old jeans that I cut up, made shorts out of them, and this top I got from the Goodwill. Now your accessories, sunglasses, earrings, all that, I think jazzes it up. It can be just as simple as it needs to be, but then you just add those, extra pieces to it.
Okay, well, I aspire to be the girl that you run into randomly, and I look like I knew I was going to leave my house. Because you've run into me before sometimes, and what it be giving me? It be looking like
no, you don't. It looks like fitness. It literally looks like fitness. It looks like fitness, which is that's who you are.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, and I think I had a little self-therapy moment with myself, mainly after watching Megan's show. Because I was like, you know what? A lot of the stuff that girl does on that show, I feel like that used to be my real life before I allowed fitness to dominate it. Yeah. And so what I have been learning about myself is like, oh yeah, fitness might be what I do for a living for
but sure. You don't want it to be your identity.
But I don't want it to be my identity, because it's not the thing. I don't like talking to people about it, but I notice now when people see me,
that
they'll be like, girl, I'm trying to make it to the job. And I'm like, girl, I don't care. I mean, I care, but I don't.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk to me about workouts and what you're eating. And like when you see me, you can literally talk to me about pound cake and I don't know, whatever you want to talk to me about.
So then I think that then you hone into that other part of you, speaking to like me living all vibes. I very much look like I live all vibes. Like that is my MO. That's who I am. So I feel like if you don't want that, then you pick up those little pieces that, I mean, athletic makes some beautiful athletic wear, right? So does it look like that? And some of that stuff doesn't even look like athletic wear. It's just made out of material that is conducive to working out in, but it looks, right? So it's just like, it's elevated. So it's like, what does this look like? Who do I want to look like? Them Pinterest boards go a long way. Everybody won't have like eclectic personal style, but there's ways that you can define what your style is. That's why I say I don't think I could ever be a personal stylist, because I don't understand how clothes work. There's like proportions and kind of like interior decorating. I think being a stylist is that I don't understand any of that and I don't want to. I just know what I like and I just put it on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, see, and I think my problem as to why I find it hard to like dress well every day is because I really do feel like too many personalities live inside.
Well, dress for whatever personality you wake up with. You wake up a bad bitch, then you put your lipstick on.
And in my closet, that's what it looks like. It's like, who lives here?
And that's fine. Whatever you wake up in, whatever vibe you want, dress for that vibe. Literally, that's how I feel.
And so let me tell you what happened. So the other day we had to go to Home Depot. And I was like, well, I know when we get back from Home Depot, though, I'm going to want to go ahead and do my walk while he's in here taking his calls. And then we were going to go outside in the yard and like try to spruce up the yard. And I was like, well, let me at least put on like matching workout clothes because I know we're going to Home Depot.
Right.
But I was kind of in one of my, I don't even know what to call it. One of my little urban swag, kind of like hoochie mama personalities. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to put on this leopard two-piece I bought from the beauty supply store. Me. And I got it from the beauty supply store over in Morrow. Nice one.
I know which one you're talking about.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to put on this little leopard matching outfit, which is already a lot to look at because it's leopard from head to toe. And then I said, I know I need to take these braids out and they're not really frizzy, but I was like, I'm going to put on a hat. And so I have this cap that's like fuzzy. And you know where I got it from? Pont City Market, the Village Retail Market.
I know what you're about.
Well, they had caps. I don't know if they still have them, but they're fuzzy and they say Soft Life on them. I was like, I'm going to put on my little trucker fuzzy cap with my little leopard thing. And then the more I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh, this is really like going in a whole different direction. Now I was like, well, since I've already committed, I may as well put on gold hoop earrings.
And there it is.
and there it is. And I was fine wearing that to Home Depot in the morning, and I was fine wearing it while I did my walk. Now, I had to go to Costco later that day because my life often does. It blurs together, and I'm like, ooh, I don't really have time to change, but I do need to go to Costco before I go do school pickup. But something in me would not let myself wear that to Costco. So it's like, sometimes I'll go there with the stuff that I want to wear, which this is a bad example. That's not even like what I would call a great outfit. But then I'll play like respectability politics with myself. And I'll be like, oh, but you can't wear that to Costco. You don't want people in Costco looking at you like that in your beauty supply store leopard two-piece. Yes, Mimi, and I went and changed my clothes. I did.
We got to dig deep down hard about that because
but I know where it comes from. I just can't talk about it up here.
Okay. But that's just like my hair being gray, right? Yeah, people always like, how do you let your hair go gray? And I always say, the discussion is, if you don't like gray hair, period, and you just prefer black hair on you, fine, dye your hair. Yeah. But if you would like to let your hair go gray, but you continue to dye because you're scared of what other people will think, or they'll think that it ages you, or all these other societal thoughts are on why you choose to dye your hair, that's a larger conversation. So I say that to you. You should be able to, and you should feel comfortable. And so maybe to the point that if you didn't feel comfortable wearing that to Costco, then where did the problem lie? Like, why do you care? Yeah. Girl, I go to Costco with and I've gone with sparkly earrings on. I don't care. Whatever I give you that day, that's what you're going to get. So I think that's just a level of, digging deep. Like, did I really not like this style? Or am I more concerned of what people think about what I wear? That's the bigger conversation to have with yourself that I have had to have on myself over the years. People are like, oh, how did you let your hair go gray? I don't care. Most days, I'm like, why are people looking at me like that? And I'm like, oh, you got a lot going on.
You feel like people do that with your hair?
People do that, yeah. Yeah, especially women. About that. Especially women. Girl, why would you let your hair go gray? You know, it ages you and all the things. It would be a thing if I thought I cared about what somebody thought about my hair. Like I said, at the end of the day, if you are not letting your hair go gray because you're worried about what other people will say, then that's the bigger discussion. If you just don't like gray hair and you like your hair black, to me, that's something else. You just have a preference.
Right. But that's them projecting how they would feel about their own hair being gray onto you.
Right. But I literally don't care. And I forget, like, sometimes people look at me, I'm like, oh, girl, you got a lot going on, right? You got red lipstick on, your hair is gray, you got these big earrings on. So it's a lot to take in. But I don't care. But I haven't always been that way either, if that makes sense.
And see, and I would think that people probably see you and they're just trying to take it in for different reasons because they
it's a lot.
Well, no, not that it's even a lot, because I know this is who you are, but even when I see you, like I tell you all the time, I'm like, sometimes you literally take my breath away. Like, there's me being gorgeous again.
But literally, in my head, I'm like, it's a lot. I'm dark skinned. I'm very dark skinned, and it's very rare that you see women as dark as me. Okay, then I got on this loud red lipstick. Then I'm dressed, probably overdressed for wherever I am. Now I got a head full of my hair is gray. So it's a lot. Like, people are looking like, what are we looking at? Her earrings cute. I like that lipstick. Like, damn, her hair gray. Like, it's just a lot.
You feel like people are trying to take it off.
Yeah, I think that's how I literally feel. So I just smile at people like, I don't know. I don't immediately think that they're thinking like, oh, she's a gorgeous woman. I just think that I'm a lot.
No, and see, and I would just always assume that everywhere you go, people are just like, oh my gosh, like they weren't ready. They had no idea.
I think they're not ready because there's a lot going on.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I got sunglasses on, I got big earrings on, I red. It's a lot. I think it's a lot to take in at one time. So they're just kind of processing, and people do. And I don't know if I can say that, but no women get it. It's like,
well, see, yes, and I feel like. But for a different, it's a lot. Because, see, I would assume that people would see and they would either be, like, hating, like, oh, wow, that woman is so fabulous. Like that's, you know. Mm-hmm. But I feel like when people do, like see me, if I am, like, in full whatever I decided for that day, I feel like sometimes it is a lot, but only because... maybe I don't know how, and I really don't care to camouflage, I think, my body all the time. Right. But on the days, I can tell on the days where I don't camouflage, like my curves in my body, I feel like that is a lot. Oh. But, for people. And so then I'm like walking around and like, and I feel like that is a lot because I can tell people are like looking at me.
And that's fine.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes it's fine, and sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have just worn something else. And I think that does have something to do with what I choose to wear in certain environments.
Places. Okay, and I can see you. You know, Costco is a family place, right? So sometimes we fall into that, like, oh, okay, you know, kids, they're, you know, whatever the thing is. But then I think like I said, that's the internal conversation too. Like, okay, well, if I don't feel comfortable wearing this, then maybe, you know, I don't know. And I've changed my clothes to go somewhere, so I won't say that I think that you just be like, because you dress for, you know, whatever the place is or the occasion or whatever you feel comfortable in. So I'll take that back. Like, whatever you feel comfortable. And sometimes you may not feel comfortable wearing certain things in certain environments. I totally get that because I've changed clothes too. Like, it's just what you feel is appropriate. But to that point, if you feel like it's appropriate, but you're worried about what other people would think about you wearing that, that's the bigger conversation. Right. Yes. That's the bigger conversation. Because if you want to wear it, you should just wear it.
Yeah. And that's where I need to get to. Yeah. I need to get to the place where I'm like, oh no, I wanted to wear this.
I wore it. Or I was already out and I had this on and I don't feel no kind of way about going in here looking like with this on.
Yeah.
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 That don't look either way, so it is what it is.
Right. Yeah. No, that's very helpful. Mm-hmm. Okay, I normally wrap the show with things that are random and relatable. Okay. We don't have a lot of time for a whole bunch of them. What's either one book or one TV show that you're watching right now that you would highly recommend?
I would highly recommend Homegrown on Magnolia Network. It's a garden show. It's a black woman. I actually went to high school with her.
Oh, you did?
I did with Jamila, yes. And at this stage, it's like garden season, so I'm like rewatching and getting ideas. So yes, that's one show that I would say, like if you're into like gardening and stuff like that, yeah.
And you said that's on Netflix, right?
It's on Magnolia.
Magnolia.
What's that, Discovery?
Yeah, or maybe Max for some people. I've seen her show on my TV.
Yeah.
I just have to remember where I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then, well, for book club this month, we're reading Napoli Ever After.
I started it yesterday.
Yes, I'm waiting. You know, I went and got a library card.
Good, because we have to use the library. I got mine from the library.
Yeah, you did. And they supposed to be calling me or emailing me. I had the book on hold or something.
Yeah.
It's coming from...
So they send it. Yeah, so they'll send you an email when it's ready, and you just go pick it up.
Okay, so maybe I need to check my email to see if my book is over there. But I went and got a library card. We're really reading Napoli Ever After this month, which has been made into a movie on Netflix.
I did not know that, so I will watch that after I read the book.
Yes, I'm going to read the book. I watched the movie a long time ago when it came out, but I don't remember it.
Okay.
Therefore, I don't remember the book either. But we'll do that. And then... what is one thing that I would recommend people either watch or read this month? I mean, if you still haven't seen it yet, I do highly recommend The Pit. I think we only have one more episode of it left.
No,
it's on Max.
I don't watch TV much, so I wouldn't. But I'll go check that one out.
Yes, it's a hospital drama without like personal life drama.
Okay.
It's truly all about the emergency room.
Okay.
And it's really, really good. So if you still have not been watching The Pit, watch it before it ends. And Morris Chestnut got a second season to his show, Watson. Okay. So we got to make sure we keep running those numbers up to keep my boo employed.
And so we can look at him.
So we can continue to look at him on our screens. And I think that's it. Oh, and Issa Rae's movie made it to Netflix. One of them days with SZA.
Okay, so I watched that.
So yes, I'm going to watch that this weekend too. Yeah. Well, okay. Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed this.
And spending the day with me. This was
I enjoyed
great.
This. It was.
Yay. So thank you for checking out this episode of Tia's Table. Remember, when you're out, compliment a woman. Say something nice to her. Make her day. Don't compete. Don't compare. Don't complain. What God has for you is for you. And never knock another woman's hustle. I will talk to you later, girl. Love you. Bye.